All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So today, the Las Vegas Raiders, a report dropped from an anonymous executive, and he believes that QB1 for this team next season will be Russell Wilson. And I'm saying, I'm down on my hands and knees. Please no. Please, please no. The Raiders still don't have an offensive coordinator, which is fine. I hope it's Cliff Kingsbury, but no matter who the OC is next season, please don't go for Russell Wilson. And that has nothing to do with Russ and his talent. I think he's still got plenty of gas left in the tank. I hate the fit. I think the Raiders, with Tom Telesco being the brand new spanking GM, you have Antonio Pierce as our brand new official head coach. We're still trying to find the identity and form the identity. I think we're pretty much kind of forming it right now, this resilient, hard-hitting, united locker room. I don't like that fit. And so the point is, yesterday we talked about how Tom Telesco, in my opinion, is going to do a phenomenal job in the draft evaluation process and just drafting in general. He's done a really good job in the 10 years that he was the GM for the Los Angeles Chargers. He drafted Bosa, he drafted Justin Herbert recently. And so we're sitting here and, you got a kind of early mid first round draft pick. You have an intriguing fourth round rookie in Aiden O'Connell, who we'll talk about a little bit later on. But, we're kind of talking about like bringing in another bridge QB. And kind of the big question is right now is, first and foremost, most importantly, who's offense coordinator going to be? And so we've heard Cliff Kingsbury. We've heard a bunch of different guys, actually. Either way, it doesn't matter who the offense coordinator is, in my opinion, because the Raiders still don't have, I don't think, a firm grasp of who the quarterback's going to be. All that stuff's going to be intertwined, neither here nor there. So that's what we're going to talk about today. But before we do, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content, along with a ton of Raiders videos. Raiders fans, if we try and get this video to 250 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. So, we've talked about Captain Kirk Cousins. I think he's going to fit in Minnesota. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, whatever. A bunch of kind of like veteran QBs, some of them are veterans. Ryan Tannehill. I think Ryan Tannehill, if you actually are that intrigued by Aiden O'Connell, I think Ryan Tannehill is a perfect kind of bridge QB to have, because if you're not going to take a rookie QB, especially if you're not going to take a rookie QB in the first round, and you want to give Aiden O'Connell some competition, I think that's a really good route, is signing a vet like Ryan. We talked a little bit yesterday about Justin Fields. I think it's not even so much the package. I know there are, rumors about a first round pick. I don't think you would have to give up a first round pick for Justin Fields. I think it's pretty clear they're going to take a quarterback at pick number 1, or at least somewhere in the first round. I like the idea of pairing up, like Cliff Kingsbury and Justin Fields, right? I don't think it's going to happen, though. I don't think that's realistic. Russell Wilson, in my opinion, just doesn't fit this team. He doesn't fit what we're trying to build. He just doesn't fit it. He's just too old. It's too long gone. I guess it's not even an age thing. It's just more of a personality kind of thing. I think it just doesn't fit. It just simply doesn't fit, in my opinion. Let me know if you disagree with that down below. The Raiders with Aiden O'Connell. So here's the thing with Aiden. I loved what Aiden O'Connell did for me last season, and especially where he was drafted, and especially given you go from Josh McDaniels to Antonio Pierce, a bunch of moving parts. Josh Jacobs was injured. The offensive line was inconsistent. I think all things considered, Aiden O'Connell did a really good job. I think he actually did a really, really good job. He went 5-5 as a starter. He took down some great teams like the Kansas City Chiefs on Christmas Day. But the more I watch a game like the Chiefs versus Raiders, I still just want a little bit more. And so I have a tweet here from Mo Moten. And he said, somebody asked, if the Raiders do actually land Cliff Kingsbury, do you want to see Aiden O'Connell in that system, or do you want to trade up for a rookie? And he said, trade up if possible and feasible, no matter what. When it comes to the QB, I prefer a more aggressive means to get your guy. So what I'm sitting here thinking is, once they get their offensive coordinator, I do think Tom Telesco is going to go on that route. And yesterday we talked about, drafting a guy like Michael Penix. A lot of people actually really hated that. I was actually quite surprised at that. I think Michael Penix has a very bright future in the National Football League. Neither here nor there. It's a really talented quarterback draft class. And so I actually don't even know if Aiden O'Connell's rookie season matters anymore, because to Tom Telesco because this is a new regime. It's a new GM, and he's bringing in new ideas, new philosophies. He was the GM for 10 years. He drafted Justin Herbert. So, honestly, for the first time in a very long time, I actually have a really, really high confidence level with whatever he decides to do. It's not going to be immediate. The Raiders aren't going to be most likely a 13-14 win team next season, no matter who the quarterback's going to be. But what we saw this season was an intensity level that I have not seen within the Raiders in quite some time. And I think Antonio Pierce is genuinely the perfect head coach for this team. I think he's forming this identity, this hard knock defense, one of the best defenses in the league once he was officially named interim head coach. And so it just has me, really ecstatic about this team's future. You've got some guys that we mentioned yesterday, Josh Jacobs being a free agent. You've got Hunter Renfrow, Devontae Adams. I do think the offense will be shaken up quite a bit next season, but nonetheless, there's so much to be excited about. Trey Tucker's speed, finally have a tight end in Michael Mayer, where I know it was a quiet rookie season, but the whole Raiders offense was so dysfunctional. It's hard to truly evaluate the Raiders offensively last year because of all the turmoil Josh McDaniels went through. And I actually think by this time next season, we'll be looking back at Josh's time with Vegas kind of similarly to Nathaniel Hackett's tenure in Denver. Maybe not quite as dire, not as desperate, but it was pretty dire and it was pretty desperate. You don't see coaches get fired that early in the regular season quite so often. So, my point is, whatever Tom Telesco decides, I feel very confident with it. Whether that's going to be Aiden O'Connell, whether that's going to be Aiden O'Connell and a rookie first-round QB, whether that's going to be AOC and a guy like Ryan Tannehill battling it out in camp, I think the Raiders' future is as bright as it's been in quite some time. This defense, guys, is that legit. I still have Max Crosby. I've got intriguing players all over the defense. Young, middle-aged. It's not that old. It's relatively cheap. The Raiders have over $40 million in cap space for this free agency run. I just think it's a really good time to be a Raiders fan right now. So as far as offensive coordinators go, I'm actually relatively surprised that they don't have their guy quite yet. There have been a couple of rumors, or not rumors, a couple of interviews. Mike Sullivan. I think Mike Sullivan actually would be relatively intriguing. He was he wasn't officially the offense coordinator last year for Pittsburgh once Matt Canada got fired, but their offense improved once he started calling plays from going from 16 points per game to 22 points per game. And we also saw third string quarterback Mason Rudolph start the final 3 games. He went 3-0. He had 3 touchdowns. He had 0 interceptions, a 74% completion percentage. He kind of killed it with a third string quarterback. So first and foremost, got to get the offensive coordinator, and then we'll go from there. That's it. I know a lot to unpack, but I want to hear you guys' opinions and your comments down below. So as always, hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. But most importantly, especially my Raiders fans, what are you doing with OC and what are you doing with QB next season? Peace.